Hello everyone and happy crafternoon. Today is day 11 of the 12 days of Christmas, and we want to welcome everybody from all around the world who's joining us for another fun day of this event. My name is Gina and from Gina K Designs, and I am so excited about today's gift. So if you got a box, make sure you have your box ready to go. It's getting kind of light though, and we are going to be opening our gift in just a minute. But before we do that, let's say hello to Tom. Hey Tom.
Happy 11th day. Oh my gosh, it's the 11th hour.
I know, right? It's going by so fast.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Glad you're with us. It's been quite a run here, huh?
It has been. It's been so much fun. I'm missing a key part of today.
Okay. I saw you rifling through something over there right
I know.
before.
I wanted a pack of our watercolor ephemera, and I don't know where I put it. And so maybe later you can make the bolt.
The run.
The run.
Quite a long run.
Yes. My guess is maybe Steve will meet you halfway. I don't know. Hopefully.
Okay.
Just a pack of watercolor ephemera. But we could do that in a little bit.
Okay.
Tom, I'm really excited about today.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite gifts.
I know. I heard you talking about it.
I was working on it last night. I know. I can't believe it's day 11 already. This last 11 days have just flown by. And tomorrow is our last day, our last gift. But we're not going to focus on the end. We're going to focus on the fun, which we're going to have right now. And Tom, tell everybody what they might potentially win today.
Of course, for those of you who haven't heard, we give away every day. Today is no different. We're going to give away a $100 gift card, gift certificate to Gina K Designs, www.ginakdesigns.com. And all you have to do to qualify for that drawing is to leave a comment in our chat thread during the live. And yet another, if you win and you want to, you can trade that $100 gift certificate in for what's behind door number 2, which is the 12 Days of Christmas kit. We put a few aside for this purpose, and we have a few waiting if somebody should be interested in trading in their $100 winnings for that instead. So, so leave a comment or two, and
good luck to everyone.
We'll
Also,
go from
you
there.
can comment in Facebook or on YouTube. All the comments come in, so Tom chooses from all of those. And it's random, so we don't know who's going to win, but we are excited for
we spin the wheel. Yep.
Yeah. So we're excited. All right. Well, shall we get ready to open this fantastic day 11
Let's
gift?
get
do
ready.
It. Okay. So everybody has your gift here. Let me move my foam squares out of the way from yesterday. And once again, you can always refer back to this to find the YouTube channel. And then, oh my goodness, there's just two little things left. All right, so let me put this aside here.
It's like 12 Christmas days, though, right?
It really is. It's 12 separate days. Yes, a gift every day. All right, ready? Here we go. Move our little seal. The glorious Gatefolds die set. Oh, look at these dies. They are beautiful. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what gatefolds are, gatefold cards are cards that fold like a gate. So they open as if you were opening the doors of a gate. But what's really cool about these dies here is they also coordinate with Master Layouts 13. And you can not only use them for gatefold cards, but you can use them for regular A2 cards. You can use them for Z-fold cards. You can use them for stair step cards. Because this sizing that we did works for all of those things. And these dies cut out so beautifully. I cut tons of them last night. And I want to show you what I'm talking about, the kinds of layouts that you can create with these. So let's take a look at some of the layouts, and then I'm going to turn some of these layouts into actual cards today. And that's why I'm going to need my watercolor ephemera for one of them, because I have an idea. Okay, so let's start with a traditional gatefold. So here is the one for traditional vertical gatefold. And here's what I did with it. Isn't that so pretty? And I love how when you flip it over, it meets in the center, so it looks like a complete image where you could almost put a circle in there if you want. So I paired these two gatefold dies with Master Layouts 13 to cut the backing panel and the panel behind it. Now you don't have to do that. All you have to do is cut panels the same size. And the nice thing is that the panels are rectangles, so they're easy to cut by hand. So if you have Master Layouts 13, or if you don't have Master Layouts 13, you can always go to our website because all of the sizes of the dies are on there. So if you want to cut this gray panel, all you have to do is cut it 1.625 inches by 5 inches. 1.625 is 1 5/8 of an inch. 1 5/8 of an inch. And then if you want the panel behind it, you cut it to 1.75 by 5.125, which is 1 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/8 of an inch. So you could just cut those by hand if you want to use this, do this same kind of look, but you don't want to buy Master Layouts 13. That's totally fine. Maybe you have Master Layouts 13 and you've been waiting for something extra fun to do with it. So this is your typical gatefold card. It opens this way. You could put any kind of panel in the middle if you want. So you could put a floral design and just attach it to one side, and then it would open like that. Or you can put something smaller in there, like a small circle. Or you can just decorate each side with a floral spray. and maybe just put your greeting across the center. And as long as you only ever attach whatever is across the center to one side, it will always allow the card to open. And you can make the center match by using Master Layouts 1 or Master Layouts 2, so you could also have a white and a black layer inside to kind of finish it off. Okay, so this is one way to use this die. Now another way to use this die is just doing it as a regular A2 card, right? So you could have something like this, and then you could pop a big image on top of it. So, and it would just open like a regular book style, or you could do a tent fold. You could also do it this way if you wanted and have it open this way and have some kind of beautiful image coming across this way. So I think we'll probably pop an image on that as well. Now let me show you something else that you can do with this. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to point out is, see on this card, I have this section pointing toward the center to kind of make it circular in here. For this one, I pointed those edges the opposite way. Gives it a totally different look, right? Two completely different looks, because the gatefolds are going in the opposite direction on here. Just as beautiful. And here all I did was mount this white one that I cut onto a black panel that measures the same as what's in Master Layouts 13. So you can go on our website and type in Master Layouts 13 and then open up that product, and all the die sizes are right there. So you'll know exactly what size to cut your cardstock if you don't have it. So these are two layouts you can do. You could do the gatefold, you can do the vertical A2, you can also do a horizontal A2. All right, then you can also do a Z-fold card. So a Z-fold card looks like a gatefold card, except it opens like a Z. It's an upside down Z. There you go. It opens like a Z. So what I did for this card is I cut the panels, and then I mounted them onto a white panel behind there and then onto black, just a little bit more of a subtle look, right? And then on the inside, I did use Master Layouts 13, and I just did two plain panels. Because with a Z-fold card, a lot of people are like, well, where do I write? So I would write here. I'd write my message right in here, and then when you close it, you don't see that message anymore. So a Z-fold card is another really fun way to use this. Now you can also use this as a stair step card. All you have to do is add an A2 card to the back of this, and this will stand up like a stair step card. And you could upholster every single one of these with this look, except maybe just one of them, maybe this one here where you could write your little message, right? Or you could have it as a stair step card like that, and you could decorate the whole thing with floral sprays and beautiful florals, and then this card would then open, like you would actually attach an A2 card base to the back of that, right? So then it would sit up like this, like that on your desk, like a stair step. And then you could have all of this decorated so it sits up beautifully like steps, and then when they open it, you could put your greeting on the inside here. So this is another really fun way to use these gatefold dies. Now let's take a look at the other die that's in here. Well, you may have seen me do a horizontal gatefold card, which looks like this. And it opens this way. So this way, if you have a long image, like maybe you have a row of snowmen and you wanted to do something like that, you could put them on there. Maybe you have a floral design that is smaller and you wanted to do two of those like that, and maybe a circular greeting in the center. So this would give you that same look. You can also do the Z-fold this way and have it stair step in this direction. So I didn't make one of those, but it's basically the same idea. You would And I have templates for all of these. I have templates for horizontal Z folds, templates for vertical Z folds. You just have to go to GinaKDesigns.com and click on the blog tab, and all of those Z fold card templates are on there. And I have videos showing you step by step how to do them. The big difference between what you'll see in those videos and what you see here is the addition of this gatefold design that you can add to really step it up. So I think that this is really fun, the horizontal gatefold. I just did one of those not that long ago with some snowmen. I don't know where that card is, but it was super fun. So this is another thing. Now, if you want to use this one as an A2, you can do that as well. Here what I did was I did a split design using white on white. So I have one piece up here and one piece down here, and then I can put a greeting, like a strip sentiment greeting in the middle here. I can also do some kind of curvy, beautiful floral here, and then put a smaller greeting right in here. So these dies will just jazz up anniversary cards, Valentine's Day cards, sympathy cards, just any kind of card you want to make. You will see how this just adds almost like an embossing folder texture back there, right? Same with this. When you do the white on white, it just feels like a beautiful embossing folder. And remember, you can take any of these color combinations and do them on any style. So if you like the white on white, but you want to do it as a gatefold, you can just mix and match what I have here and do it any way that you want. So these are just some card layouts that you can do. Now, let's go ahead and turn some of these into cards. So first of all, I want to show you what they look like when you cut them so you can see how nicely they cut. So I'm going to get my die cutting machine out here. And Tom, I don't know if you have time to go get that ephemera pack for me, but that would be awesome if you could. Just ask somebody for that.
What's that called again?
Watercolor ephemera. I grabbed one and then I think I left it home because I was playing around with some different designs and totally forgot. Okay, so I have mine over here and I will show you how they look when they're cut and then how they look when you match them up with Master Layouts 13. So let me just grab a piece of white cardstock here. I'm just using some layering weight cardstock. And I'm going to put this here. And remember, whenever I do an intricate die, I do like to turn it a little bit on an angle. And that just helps it go through the machine a little bit better. And I do go in both directions, just because it's intricate, right? So once it comes out that side, I'm going to go back in and do it this way. Now, if you want, you can tighten up your intricate a little bit. If you feel like you don't feel enough pressure, that's fine, do that. If you don't have an intricate and you're using a different die cutting machine, then you can always just add a shim if there's any trouble at all getting this to cut. But I don't think you're gonna have any trouble at all. It cuts really nicely. So let me put my glasses on so I can see. All right, so you can see how pretty this looks. See how nice that cuts? Just such a beautiful cut. And either direction, so you could turn it so these two match the other 2 points and create that circular look, or you can turn it away. You can also do this as a border across the middle of your card if you want. So maybe you want to have a very elegant border. Thank you so much, Tom. Some kind of elegant border that goes across the center on your Master Layouts 2. You can always do that too. And then line it in black or line it in another color. So I'll show you what that looks like. We'll actually cut a Master Layouts 2 panel so you can get a better visual of that. And then again, with these intricate dies, you can see they cut so well and almost everything falls out. I think everything did fall out on that one just by dropping it. So I'm going to cut the other one, the smaller one. Let me put these away. I don't like to open a fresh one when I have mine already out here. And you might wonder why I have this in here, this little piece of cardstock. It's because these dies are taped onto this, and then I just throw a piece of cardstock in to cover up the tape. And this way it doesn't stick onto my medium-sized stamp pocket here. The medium-sized stamp pockets are really nice size for these dies. Just really nice. Okay. So there is one little piece left in here. Let me just pop that out. Oh, two, I see. I see two. One and right there. Couldn't see it on the other side because it's so tiny. Okay, so we'll use that. If you're at a fancy restaurant, sometimes they scrape all the crumbs off the table with that little razor blade thing that they use. I don't know. It probably has a name, but I've only done that once or twice in my life, and I was wondering what the heck are they doing coming at me with that?
I was going to say it's been a while.
It's been a long time. So when Tom and I were very, very young, I'll tell you this funny story about us. When we were very, very young, I think we were probably in our early 20s. Tom and I got married when we were, what, like 23? Is that right, Tom?
I think so, yeah.
22, 23, something like that. And so we decided to go out for a celebration. Fancy restaurant we decided to go to. But we didn't know what the heck we were doing. And we went to a restaurant at the Sands Casino in Atlantic City. And it was so good. It was so fancy. And we had saved money to go out. And we went out for a steak dinner. And after the dinner, after they served us, well, first they served us a salad. And then after the salad, they brought over this tiny little cup with a scoop of sorbet. And they put it down in front of us. And I said to Tom, they gave us dessert. We're not supposed to have dessert yet. We haven't even had our steak. Like, what are they doing? And Tom's like, I don't know. We better call the waiter over. So we called the waiter over and we said, excuse me, but we think that you made a mistake. You served us dessert before we've had our dinner. And the waiter looked at us and he said, no, sir, that is sorbet to cleanse the palate before your next entree or your next course. You felt so stupid. My mom never gave me anything to cleanse my palate.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was the next question. I just turned to Gina and said, hey, what's a palette?
Like, I don't know. I thought that had something to do with art.
Yeah.
Yes, we were very young. I still would be, like, weirded out if that happened today. I mean, the kind of restaurants we eat at, they don't do that kind of stuff. But we had no clue. Oh, my goodness. We learned, though, sorbet to cleanse the palate.
Now it's, could you please remove your palette? We have customers waiting for these
Exactly.
chairs.
Remove your palette. All right, so you can see how beautifully they cut. No problems there. Easy to cut. And now what we're going to do is we're going to cut some Master Layouts 13. I want to show you how these line up. So I'm going to get a black piece of cardstock here. Let me trim this down. Okay. So here's Master Layouts 13. Now, Master Layouts 13 was designed for gatefold cards. You can do vertical gatefolds with these two long ones, the horizontal gatefolds here, and you can also do a triangular gatefold where it kind of like folds kind of like that, and it leaves space in the middle, but you can create flaps with it if you want, or you can use these just as decorative edges. You can also use this as a decorative edge on the side to put a greeting, kind of sneaking out the side. And this is just a tiny little strip sentiment because we had a little room on the plate to add something else. So we thought, why not a strip sentiment? That will be perfect. All right, so I'm going to cut one of these. I'm going to cut a couple of these. Actually, I'll cut two because I am going to use those today. Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since we've been to a restaurant that does that. It's funny, they don't do that at Applebee's.
No, we've been to some nice restaurants, but not the palate cleansing type.
No. Yes, and we were such puppies back then, too, so we did our best. We thought we were helping. We were real quiet about it, too. Like, we didn't want to embarrass the guy. Like, I think you made a mistake. I think you gave us dessert. The guy just rolled his eyes. He was probably so bummed out that he had 2 kids. Okay, now I'm also going to cut 2 of these plain rectangles for the horizontal fold, just so that you can see those. I'm dropping things back here already. You know, we were all young once. And we do some silly things when we're young. Okay, so we've got one of those. And we'll do one more. And then I'm going to cut some of the plain shapes too. And I'm going to cut, if I have it here, a Master Layouts 2. If not, I'll just cut the size of Master Layouts 2 so that you can see it. In fact, I don't even think I brought the Master Layouts 2 because I didn't think I'd be needing it. So I'll just cut that by hand. But these I really want to use because I like the way it all lines up. I want to show you just so that, you know, down the line, if it's something that you're interested in, at least you'll know how it works. So we'll cut. This is the stitched die that coordinates with this smaller black one. Oh, I love Applebee's too. My favorite thing at Applebee's is their crunch fried shrimp. I'm always so excited when we're on a road trip and there's an Applebee's and we can stop and I can get crunch fried shrimp. It's the best. It's so good.
Yeah, we generally do keep it pretty simple.
We do. We definitely do. Cousin sub. Great. Okay, so I've got 2 of those. Now let me cut 2 of the tall rectangles from that same set. I'm just checking to see if I have any cardstock before I cut a new piece. But I don't, so I will cut a new piece of white. I have white, I just don't have one big enough for that long vertical look. So I'm just cutting it off the camera here. Alrighty. So the last one we want to cut is, and I'll lay all this out neatly so you're able to see it. I'm going to cut 2 of these. I'll also show you that that vertical stair step too, so you get an idea of what that would look like. But that's what I love about this die set, is that you can do gatefolds, you can do stair step cards, you can do Z folds, you can just use them as beautiful decorative elements on A2 cards. You can also use them as beautiful decorative elements on 5x7 cards. You know, you can add 3, you can add 4, depending on how big you want your cards to be. So it's just such a nice, all around, a nice die set for so many uses. And it's elegant, but it's simple. It's not holiday-ish. It's not, you know, it's not seasonal. It'll work for just about anything. All right, so I have 2 of these, and I have 2 of these. These are all Master Layouts 13. But again, you could cut these panels out with a paper cutter because they're rectangles. You just have to go onto the website and write down those sizes so you know what to cut. But I want to show you how they line up so nicely. So This will line up perfectly with that, so then you can get that tone-on-tone look. But you can also do this panel in a different color, like a gray, so you can get this look. And that just accentuates that gatefold die a little bit more. This makes it feel more like an embossing folder. And if you double up on the gatefold die, which I have a bunch of them cut here, if you double up on it, let's make sure these are going in the right direction, that creates even more separation. You see how it starts to look more three-dimensional. So you could double up, you could triple up, and really get good separation. Okay, and then this whole thing fits perfectly on this panel here to give you that little black shadow layer.
Shoney's. Didn't you like the shrimp at Shoney's?
I did like the shrimp at Shoney's.
long
Shoney's
time.
great. We don't have Shoney's here in Wisconsin, but when you and I were on the road, we went to Shoney's. Okay, and so this one, same thing. These are going to line up perfectly, and what's nice about it is the stitching disappears because the stitching is actually under the perimeter. So you really don't need the stitching with something elegant like this. The stitching makes it look kind of cute. This will cover the stitching and keep it a little bit more elegant. And of course, if you double up, triple up, you can triple up if you want, really get a bunch of separation there. You can see how beautiful that would look. And then again, these panels will line up perfectly onto this panel to create your little shadow layer. And this could be cut in any color you want. Now, I want to show you, we were talking a little bit about that stair step card, and I showed you the vertical, but let me show you the horizontal. I showed you the horizontal, let me show you the vertical. So with the horizontal stair step, you have a half sheet of cardstock cut on the short side, right? Well, you cut it on the long side so that you have a 5.5 by 8.5. And then you're scoring it 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. And that's all in the templates on the blog. And then you fold those and you get your stair step and you put a card base on the back. All right, so that's how it'll stand up with a card base attached to the back. But to have it going in this direction, what you would do is you would take a half sheet of cardstock, cut the long way, so 4 1/4 by 11 inches, and then you're going to score this at the 2 3/4 of an inch mark and the 5.5 inch mark. And then I flip it over and I score it again on the 2 3/4 of an inch mark and the 5.5 inch mark. This way you're able to bend it in either direction. So if you wanted to do a Z fold, you would do it this way, and then you would get the Z. If you wanted to do the stair step, you would do it this way and attach a card base on the back. I don't have a card base that opens that way, but you'd attach a card base on the back, so when it stands up, your card would open that way, and this would stand up like a stair step card. And then again, all of these areas would be upholstered with these, the same way we upholstered this one, right? So it would look like that. And it's really very beautiful. It has kind of a springy look to it, a little bit, like if you wanted to put florals on here, and then you wanted to do a plain one in here where people could write, and then you could do either, you could double up on the inside like that, so when it opens, you'd see another one there, and put one here and one here. You could do that. And then it would open on the inside when you had your card base behind it. So that's the way you would do it horizontally. All right, so let's see what we have here. What can we make? All right, so I asked Tom to run and get me the watercolor ephemera, which I think looks so pretty with our innocent pink cardstock. So I wanted to do a little bit of a gatefold idea. Now let me just run over here because I have some circles and ovals in my drawer here all ready to go. Let me grab one just to show you. You could do a couple different things. Here's an oval. This is our single stitched and double stitched ovals that you could put in the center here, which would really be beautiful. And so let's go ahead and do that. You could also put a circle, so it could be something smaller. And that's totally fine too. Oh, and then I am going to show you that other thing that I was talking about with the A2 card. So let me do that too. Okay. Now, the big thing about a gatefold card is you have to just always remember that you're only going to adhere it to half the card. So we're going to adhere it to this half of the card. If you were making this a horizontal gatefold, you would be putting it on this way, but you're only going to adhere it to half the card. Never adhere it to both, or it'll be glued shut. So what I like to do is just put adhesive down one side here, and then I'm going to place that centered onto my card.
Have you ever heard that "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" poem?
Yes.
I think the only thing missing in that would be a crafter.
A crafter?
Yeah, like at night, at Christmas Eve, catching up, just finishing up things.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
In the craft room. Does that happen to anybody? Any crafters out there on Christmas where you're trying to catch up and get last minute cards done, or everybody's?
Yeah, I think all of us.
Yeah.
I've got some serious catching up to do when I get home, that's for sure. I'm pretty behind this year. All right, so I'm using our watercolor ephemera here, but you can always make your own ephemera. You don't have to use pre-cut stuff. Pre-cut stuff is fun to have as a little backup for those times when you need to make something fast. And this is great because it makes it really fast. All right, so you see that? That's the way I'm going to do that. And I think I'll add a little bit more. Maybe I'll add another little leaf up here. Like that. I feel like it needed something else. Okay. So that's going to be my layout for this card. And I'm going to put the leaves down with just tape, and then I'll put this one down with just tape, and then I'm going to pop up the two bigger flowers. But of course, you can use any of our coloring stencils with any of the stamp sets that we have coloring stencils for, and create something beautiful that way as well. And I'm kind of going heavy on this side with the with my images here, because remember, this is a gatefold, and I want to kind of keep everything on the one side. Okay, so that looks good. And then, I'm not sure I like the way those leaves went on, but I think I'll move this one up a little bit. There we go. And now I'm going to apply these two with some foam squares. So I do have my bigger foam squares here. And you can make such elegant cards with this. I think this will be one of those products that you keep on your craft desk, that you keep out and you use a lot, because it just steps up the whole look of the card. You know, this could just be a plain panel back there. Maybe you'd have to do some stenciling, or maybe you'd have to do something else in there to jazz it up a little bit. I wonder if this would look good coming in this way. No, it's too much. too much. I do feel like I want to have one more leaf kind of coming out of here. Like that. I want to finish off this area. I feel like that makes it look a little bit more rounded there. And if you ever have something that's just a little bit too big, don't be afraid to just trim it down. Then you can kind of jam it under there a little closer. There. I think that is really pretty. And then if you don't like the way this looks, you can always cut. Let's see if I brought that die set. I did. So let's go ahead and fix this look here. And what I'll do here is I'll move this one out and I'll just move it up a little bit like that. Okay? Like that. And then we're going to put our greeting in here. Although I do like the way that looks. I don't know if I want to. Maybe I'll put it over. All right, I'm not going to worry about that too much because I like the curve of that. I'm going to leave that where it is. But let's get a piece of Innocent Pink cardstock. I have one here. And we'll cut one of these. This is the back oval, the black oval. Let's cut one Innocent Pink. And I think it'll just make the inside look a little bit prettier. You're still going to notice that there's an oval there, but I feel like it just softens it up rather than seeing black. So I'm going to cut this out using Innocent Pink. All right. And then let's move this out of the way. Then we can adhere this over this oval so it just looks less messy. We could even put a white one on here and you could put a little secret message in here like handmade for you. And then that will just cover that up so you don't see the black. See what I mean? So you get the idea. That's if it bothers you. If it doesn't bother you, it doesn't really bother me because it's kind of cool. I mean, the whole idea of a gatefold card is kind of cool. Most people don't really care about that. But if you care about that, then that's something that you can do. And I'm just looking here at some of my greetings that I have already pre-cut. And I've got this beautiful happy birthday greeting. So I could turn this into a happy birthday card just by adding a couple little foam squares. Let me find my little foam squares. Get rid of this. To take all this home each night so that I can, because I just never know what I need and I don't want to forget anything. And I have a lot of stuff at home, but I don't have everything at home. And when you don't know what you're going to make, then you feel like you need everything that you own. Because the worst is when you get home and you're like, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to make. And then you're like, oh no, that stamp set's at work. So I bring so many things home with me. I'm traveling back and forth with them for the last 11 days. So maybe you should write a song, Tom, for the 12 days of craftiness.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. You have time between now and tomorrow? Maybe. Okay. So I'm going to add that right there, and I'm going to tape that down onto the flower. I don't know. That's a Tom assignment. I have all my assignments. That would be a Tom assignment. It'd be fun, like the word of the day song. I think they're starting to enjoy the extra songs that you're adding. Okay, and then we can put a couple little embellishments on here that would look so pretty. Let's see what we have. We've got some really soft pink pearls that we could use. Let me just pull a few of those out. I don't know if I have tiny ones. We'll have to see what I have here. I have some white ones. We don't use white pearls enough, and I think that would be really pretty. Let's see what that looks like with a white pearl. Oh yeah, look at that. That's so elegant. Oh, I think that's really pretty. That's very elegant. This pink is really pretty too. This color pink, it's heavy. I have glue on the end of my picky stick here. Gotta melt that or something. Let's go with the white. I think that'll be easier than me messing with my pick and stick tool. Okay. I just started on my Post-it note. So I have to know, like, what do you guys think of today's gift? Are you excited? I know somebody was so sad in our group because she went to the buy, sell, trade group, which incidentally is not a Gina K Designs group. It was started by somebody else. It's not like, when I say it's not a Gina K Designs group, it's not owned by us. We don't run it, and we don't have moderators over there or anything. But somebody had put all the contents of their box up for sale in that buy, sell, trade group, and she said it just came up in her feed, and she saw today's gift, and she was so sad. And yeah, I totally get that. I felt so bad. I'm like, oh no, maybe mute groups that are selling things. Why can't I pick this up today? I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I have too much glue on the end of my pick and stick tool. That happens sometimes. You get like glue on there. You gotta pick it off. There we go. All right. So there is the card. The first card. The first gatefold. All right, so let's do this one here because I have the perfect image for this one. And this would be a non-gatefold card. So this would just be, this is our powder blue cardstock, just a regular design here. And I have this, which this is our Whimsical Primrose. And I did this with powder blue and blue sky. And I think that is really pretty. It looks like it's just climbing up some kind of fancy iron scroll work here. I think that would be beautiful. And with this, you don't have to worry at all about just putting things on one side because this is not a gatefold, even though it's using the glorious gatefold dies. You can do it any way you want. You can, you know, have that right across the center like that. So let's do some smaller ones here. That's what I do though. If I don't want to see something for a little bit, I just mute the thing for a little bit and then I come back to it after I don't mind seeing again. Sometimes you have to mute things in your life, right? Mute the stuff that isn't bringing you joy at any particular time. You can always go back. You can always unmute. But if something isn't bringing you joy, it might be a good time to mute. All right, I think that's everything. Should I put one more on here? No, I think this will be good. Okay, so we're going to do this like this. Like that, and then we'll add a greeting down here. And I saw another greeting that would work really nicely for this one. And this is from our Graceful Greetings, and we could pop that happy birthday right onto the flower right there. Super simple design, really nice layout, and this can just get put right onto the flower itself. This way we get to see a little bit more of that pretty scroll work So you can see if you're not a gatefold person and you don't want to make a card that opens that way, you can also just use them as two decorative elements for the back of your card. And we could have also done like a gray back here if you don't want it so, you know, harsh black and white. But I like that because this is such a big design. So then you get to see a little bit more of that. And then you could also strategically place some metallic pearls or anything that you want, the flat crystal clear sequins on here if you want. But there's two different ways to use that tall one. Let's see what we can do with this one, because I feel like this is such a graceful looking greeting that we could do something like a butterfly, although I think that might be ivory cardstock there. Oh, look at this butterfly. This is beautiful with the gold. That would be super pretty on there. And then this is the same color. This is sea glass ink, which would match our sea glass. Now we could do this right like that and have it open that way, or we could once again use our ovals for this. So let me find another oval. And I do like having the black layer on the oval too, because I feel like it just kind of works with the black outline on the gatefold here. So we could put this right in the center here, and then we could have our butterfly popped up on top, and then we could do a little strip sentiment across the center. And again, we could just have it open on the one side. All right, Tom. Well, do you think it's time for a word of the day?
Word of the day, oh hey, hooray, let's laugh it up, don't delay. Word of the day, it's here to stay.
You have to warn me before you do that.
It's time for word of the day. Ever hear that version of the old adage that goes, if a man speaks in the forest and his wife isn't there to hear him, is he still wrong?
Yes. And the answer is yes.
Right. And that just goes along. That's just part of the deal. And it's a lifetime, right?
It's a what?
A lifetime.
A lifetime?
Yeah, that's just the way it is.
Yes.
And that another name for that, our word of the day, is longevity. It's as old as the forest itself.
Oh my gosh.
Back to the dead space.
If a man speaks in the forest, there's not his wife to hear. I love that. All right, now, here's what I'm wondering. Do you like the foil? I do like the foil in there, but there is always the opportunity to put something that doesn't have foil and something that is stamped more in black. Although I don't know if I have anything like that ready to go. I have to look though. I've got a whole box of bits and pieces of things that I've done and given up on. Oh gosh, this is so pretty. This is our heart. Is Brianne Loveland here? Brianne?
Yes.
I know she's here. She's always here. I love you, Brianne. Thank you for helping. What is the name of this die? Would that be? No, that'd be too much. Too much. Never mind. We don't want to know the name of it. It's too much. I just want to find one. I might have to stamp it. One big, like, bold black butterfly. And I might have to stamp it. And I think I know what set to use. So let me see if I have it here. Okay, so we have this butterfly here from the set Elegant Asters. And I think that would be a really pretty one. So I am going to stamp it. We don't have to use it, but I do want to stamp it just to see what it looks like. So let's go ahead and do that. I love the heart die too. Just don't know what it's called. And it may be retired. That's the problem. It might be why I haven't used it in a while. Because I hate to use something that frustrates people. And that's why I generally don't use a lot of retired stuff, because the first thing people say is, what is that from? I have a better black ink pad in my bag. That one needs to be re-inked. Okay. Let's stamp this. I feel like the darker is going to make a difference here. That butterfly is from, Bran probably already knows. I just grab things. You know, the thing is that so often in my videos, I am so much more excited about crafting than I am even thinking about selling, which is why I don't even know the names of half the stuff. I'm just like, oh, this will be pretty. And then people are like, what is it? I like it. I want it. And I'm like, I don't know. I just thought it was pretty. That's why Brienne is such a godsend, because she can actually help you guys find things. And I am just over here having too good of a time to worry about selling it to you. Okay, so now let's go ahead and cut this out with the die cutting machine. I do know this is Elegant Asters because it says it on the stamp pocket that I have. Okay. I rarely have time to make cards outside of my lives. I have so many other things that I do every single day. I design products for our store. I design a lot of the marketing for our store, banners and all of that kind of stuff. I don't have much time outside of what I do for the lives to make cards anymore. I used to, but it's gotten very difficult to find that time. Okay, now see what I mean here? I feel like this, and if we put a greeting under here, that bold black looks better than the gold, because I feel like this would have been better if it was silver with these colors, because I can color this and then I can put like birthday blessings right here. I feel like this is the ticket right here. I love designing products. I love designing stamp sets. I love designing our kits. I loved designing all of our master layout series so far. It's been so much fun to, work on that and make sure that, when you're creating something, that it's going to coordinate with something else that you already have in your collection. I've really enjoyed doing those types of things too. And it is a form of creativity for sure. It's not like, I'm not creative. But now, do I have a die that will cut out a strip sentiment is the next question, or is that home too? Well, let's see. Let's see. Maybe this little strip sentiment die, if it's in here, maybe this will work. It'll have to be a tiny strip sentiment, but I think we can do it. Let me get it out of here. We can find something for it. So this is the strip sentiment die that comes in Master Layouts 13. Let's see if we can find a tiny greeting that will work. I have our sentiment strips here, and I have the birthday ones. So we've got to be able to find something that will work. How about birthday wishes? I think birthday blessings is a little too big. Let's do birthday wishes. and we'll add that onto this. Okay, so these are our sentiment strips, and these are actually printed in toner. So they can be foiled. If you want to foil them, they can be foiled. Or if you just want to have a ton of quick sentiments ready to go, you can use these. So the way that I like to cut these up, I like to use my big paper cutter here. This is my big Tim Holtz tonic paper cutter. And then the first thing I do is I cut off the bottom part here, because these are big ones. And these all cut out beautifully with our sentiment strips dies. So then I'll cut this in half between those two greetings. This is the way I store them, because they're pretty big. So I can store these, and then I can cut these into columns. And this makes it easy to die cut them in. You can grab a column, throw it on your die cutting machine, pick a sentiment strip die that works, and it really makes them compact, so then you can put them in a smaller storage pocket and you can just kind of rifle through them and pick the one that you want. And they come in white too, so you can do the black ones where the whole black part would be foiled and then the white would be showing through if you wanted to foil. On these you would just be foiling the words and then the white would stay white. So you can do either way. So I think the one, was it Birthday Wishes, was the one that looked like it was going to fit. So that's the one I'm going to use. I'm going to put these back in my little sentiment strip pile here, and we'll get the die cutting machine out again. I have foiled some, but I'm a big lover of a black sentiment strip with white print. I love the way that looks, but I don't always love the time that heat embossing takes to get there, especially when I'm kind of in a hurry, which I'm almost always in a hurry. So this really makes it easy. It gives me that same look. It's not messy at all. And this little sentiment strip die that comes in Master Layouts 13 is neat because it has stitching, which is really nice. So it kind of plays off of some of the stitching that you have in your other dies too. So I like that. Let's go ahead and cut this. Oh my goodness, one more day. I can't believe that we went through the whole box. Tomorrow is it's very exciting. I hope you guys feel like you got a lot of value out of this box, because I have loved every single product that we put in it, and it's just been really fun to try some new things like glitter and the spatter paint from yesterday's video. That was really fun for me. I really had a good time. And like I said, because I am so busy, and I know you guys are busy too, because you guys are working, a lot of you, and some of you, you know, you're watching your kids or your grandkids, and there's not always a lot of time. Oh, I like this. I like the way that looks. I think that's really pretty. Let's just flip it around and see how it looks this way. Do you like the sentiment on top? I kind of liked it on the bottom. It's kind of nice to put it across the center, but I think the butterfly might be a little small for that. I don't know, I always feel good when my sentiments are on the bottom like that. We can pop that butterfly up too. We can color it a little bit as well, because this is the black Onyx ink. We just have to find the right color that's going to match the sea glass. So let me grab a couple Copic markers. We'll look at what they look like. And if we can find one that works, we can color it. Let's take a look at these two here. I'll use this little, it's hard to tell without actually coloring it. That would look pretty good. Let's try this. Oh, I think that looks better. That looks even better. Okay, so this is BG53. So I'm just going to add a little bit of BG53 in here. Actually, I'll color the whole thing. Why not? I'll leave the edges of the wings white. But we'll just do a little bit of this to get some color in there to make it match. We'll do the same thing down here. But yeah, so our black onyx ink works great with Copic markers. It doesn't smear or anything. Maybe we'll give this part too. Sometimes you have to look at it a little bit and like, do I feel like that's enough or do I need a little bit more? I feel like these parts need to be blue too. And I'm not doing any shading at all. I'm just leaving the little parts of the butterfly white around the perimeter. There we go. That just makes it match a little nicer. All right, so let's go ahead and assemble this. I'm going to pop the butterfly up. Use some smaller ones down here. So tomorrow, let me tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. So tomorrow, we're actually having our December release party. And we do not have a kit in December, but we have some beautiful stamps and dies coming from our illustrators, our illustration team. They have come up with some absolutely beautiful products for you. And then also my daughter Alicia has a brand new stencil that I'll be sharing with you. And we're going to start the day at noon Central Time with our Day 12. We're going to open our Day 12 package, and then I'm going to just share a couple cards I made. I won't be making anything during that live because at 1 o'clock, Tom and I have to be at a restaurant for our company-wide Christmas party. So our staff will be waiting for us to show up so that we can eat and give gifts and have a fun little party with our staff. And then Tom and I will come back after that and we will get ready for our release party on Tuesday night, where our illustrators, some of our illustrators are going to be joining us, and we will be showcasing their new stamps and dies and the beautiful new stencil by my daughter Alicia. So it'll be very exciting day tomorrow, but we just won't be long during the live in the afternoon because of our Christmas party. It is the last day before we close. We're going to be closing on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day so our staff can enjoy time with their family. And then we'll be back open the day after Christmas for customer service. So with that in mind, if you do happen to order anything during our release party and you need customer service help, reach out to customer service, but don't expect to get that call back until the 26th or that email back until the 26th because we are going to be closed. And also, I'm putting little pearls on here. I think that this will really jazz it up a little bit. I'm going to put a few more on here. And also, we are a little short-staffed the day after Christmas because some of our Gina K Designs family has family out of town, so they will be traveling and they won't be back on the day after. So it will be it'll be a little tight for our customer service gal who's here. She's going to do her best to try to help as many people as she can, but if you just have a tiny bit of patience with us while we allow our staff to celebrate some family time, we promise we will make whatever issue you have right as soon as we get back. Okay. So there we go. I had to add those little pearls, those little silver pearls. I really felt like silver was the ticket with this blue. And can you see that? Don't you think that black butterfly and the black greeting makes a difference? It just makes all of that so much pretty, that accent around the perimeter there. All right, so Tom cleaned up. I don't clean up. I just do that. Get out of there. Okay. There we go. So I clean up. And let me zoom in a little bit so you can see these 3 cards. And we can take a look one more time at the glorious Gatefold die set. Oh, and I did want to show you that one other thing, which I am going to show you. If you cut, let's do that real quick. If you cut a piece of cardstock that measures the same as our Master Layouts 3, which is 3.5 inches by 4 3/4 of an inch, and then you cut the black panel to the 3 5/8 and the 4 7/8, which is the same as our Master Layouts 3. Master Layouts 2, I'm sorry. Master Layouts 2. And you layer those together. We won't worry about that. It's going to be stuck there forever, but all right. So then if you take one of these gatefolds, you can put it right in the center and it fits perfectly across the center. And if you cut out one of these panels from Master Layouts 13, and if you do this all with the dies, it will perfectly layer across the center of your card. So you can also use that as a very pretty little border going in this direction. All right. Or if you wanted to use this one, you could layer these 2 together and you could create a very pretty border going down your card, and you would just have to trim this. You can also use Master Layouts 1, but you would just have to trim a little bit of the white off, and you could have it just coming down and then putting like a big floral on the side here. But this one is the exact size of Master Layouts 2 to create a belly band going across the center. And I think that that's always a really pretty look, especially if you have a floral design maybe that comes around in a C, and then you just want to add a little greeting and you just want something to accentuate the center of your card. So that's another layout that you can do with these glorious Gatefold dies. So fun. There's just so much you can do. So here are the 3 cards. We did a gatefold, a vertical gatefold, a horizontal gatefold, and one that isn't a gatefold at all. It just uses the accent pieces here to create a beautiful backdrop. Now today we have 2 fantastic designers up on the schedule. We have Mindy Egan again. She does a beautiful A2 card using these gatefold dies without making a gatefold, which you're going to love. And then we have Rebecca Keppel. She is joining us again today, and I will be sharing the links to all of their videos here in the description on YouTube, and also I will pin their videos to the featured tab in our Facebook group so you can find them easily. Just give me a few minutes after the live to get to that, and you'll be able to watch their videos as well. Well, this was so much fun today. I love this new die set. I hope you guys love it as much as I do. Tomorrow is day 12. We're going to be opening our final box, our final package of the box. That's going to be exciting. And if you like today's video, and we certainly hope that you have, if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up. And then if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and then hit all notifications and you'll never miss another video. And then a big shout out to Brianne Loveland. Once again, Brianne, thank you so much for being on top of everything for me. We love you over there in the web space. Thank you for helping us. But if you missed any of Brianne's links and you want to see some of the other products that I used today, you can find them all on our website at GinaKDesigns.com. And then come on over and join us in our Facebook group because we're already showing sneak peeks of tomorrow night's release. You can find our Facebook group on Facebook. It's called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. It's the one with 50,000 members, so look for that group. There are a few knockoff groups, and we don't want you to join those. We want you to join our group, the real group, the Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends group. All right, Tom, are you ready to pick a winner for this $100 gift card or 12 Days of Christmas box?
Let's pick an 11-day winner.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Drum roll. Today's winner, day 11. Kathleen Finnegan511.
Yay,
Kathleen
Woohoo!
Finnegan.
Kathleen, congratulations. All you have to do is send your name and email address to info@GinaKDesigns.com and let them know whether you'd like that $100 gift card or if you'd like a 12 Days of Christmas box. Either way, we'll get that right out to you. And everybody, thank you so much for being here every single day with us. We've had so much fun so far, and we still have another fun day to go. So we will see you tomorrow, but in the meantime, stay safe and healthy. We love you all so very much, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.